Should I be surprised that we're in this position? Really? Really? No, I'm not too surprised. Mm. In case you don't already know, we now officially have the alignment for the 2022-23 American Hockey League season. So today I'm going to do, in this edition of Teal Report Vids, we're going to give you my thoughts on it and run down some of the other changes that are coming to the league for the season. For the first two, you should already know by now, of course, we are expanding to 32 teams next year. 32, yeah, 32. So we're now the exact same number as the AHL. We have obviously the newbies, Coachella Valley Firebirds, who will become the official affiliates for the Seattle Kraken. What a soap opera that's been. And of course, we also have the Calgary Wranglers, who will now be the new affiliate of the Calgary Flames, having been relocated from the Stockton Heat. So yeah, so 32 teams. Now you would think that should be easy. When it comes to alignment, teams in 4 divisions. Well, sadly no. I mean, you got to remember the AHL it's more to do with geography rather than rivalry. So, to be honest, I'm not really surprised that we are in the state we're in. It was probably going to be highly likely when it came to the relocation. This is how it was going to be, but at the end, it just sort of makes me think, wow, my little proposed realignment video that I did early in the year feels a bit sort of pointless now. Well, actually, it kind of... Actually, no, it kind of is pointless now, because we made that video when we all still thought, okay, it's only Coachella joining us and everybody else is staying who they are. We weren't prepared for that news regarding Stockton. It was a big shock as well, given how Stockton were quite tipped to do well in the Calder Cup players, and actually they did do quite well. They were all the way to the conference finals, just losing out to the eventual champions in the Chicago Wolves. It was another blindside on us. We just did not expect that coming from Stockton. But yeah, so let me run you through the alignment, shall I? Okay, so I'll read through the alignment. So of course we've got Atlantic, North, Central and Pacific Division. So in the Atlantic Division we have the Bridgeport Islanders, Charlotte Checkers, Hartford Wolfpack, Hershey Bears, Lehigh Valley Phantoms, Providence Bruins, Springfield Thunderbirds, and the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. In the North Division, we have the Bellevue Senators, the Cleveland Monsters, the Largo Rocket, the Rochester Americans, the Syracuse Crunch, the Toronto Marlies, and the Utica Comets. In the Central Division, we have the Chicago Wolves, the Grand Rapids Griffins, the Iowa Wild, the Manitoba Moose, the Milwaukee Admirals, the Rockford IceHawks, and the Texas Stars. In the Pacific Division, we have the Abbotsford Canucks, Bakersfield Cardinals, Colorado Eagles, Henderson Silver Knights, Ontario Reign, San Diego Gulls, Yale Barracuda, the Tucson Rollers, and of course our 2 newbies, the relocated Stockton Heat, which are now the Calgary Wranglers, and of course the relocation team, the Coachella Valley Firebirds. I know. So basically, it's not really much of a realignment, because basically North Atlantic and Central Divisions, they're kind of still the same. It's just our division that's had sort of the main effect, and that is just slotting in 2 new teams. I know. I think we should have probably been prepared for it, because I think the AHL president at the time did sort of say, well, if all goes well, we might see a 10-team Pacific Division. But I think that was also back when we all thought, well, no one's going to get relocated. No. Clearly he's not met the Calgary Flames. Yeah. So, it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. It's just I can already 10 teams in any other league that would not work. In any other sports league that would not work at all. 10 teams. Yeesh. And given how this season was very, very ugly for the Barracuda, having 8 of opponents it was 8 of opponents to deal with. And it's obviously because of the situation we've been in for the last years, they were the only opponents you kept seeing night after night after night. It just didn't get. It was just in the end became quite a rough patch. How you got another one in there? It's just Also, the Barracuda next year, we will, as well as seeing our 9 fellow division opponents, we're also going to be seeing from the Central the Texas Stars and the Iowa Wild. So that is 11. So that is 11. That is 11 teams for the Barracuda next season. It's just incredible. I mean, it does beg the question: has the time now come for a Canadian division? Because we did see this in the 2021 season, which of course, obviously, only saw 28 teams choose to compete. Because remember, pretty much almost everybody was happy to play that year, apart from Charlotte and Milwaukee at Springfield. And clearly, we saw Springfield, they benefited from that break. Because, oh my god, did anybody at the start of the season put money on the Springfield Thunderbirds making the Carl Cup final? I bet you not. But yeah, we did see the Canadian division, which of course did also feature Stockton, because Calgary, at the very, very last minute, it was last minute, we got our schedule that season, then like 2 weeks to go, Calgary decided, actually, no, we're going to move Stockton and put them in our barn, in the Stellar Dome. And it was like, as if we didn't have enough scheduling rejiggling to do with COVID and everything. But no. I know. But for me, I think maybe now should be the time we start having an all Canadian division. We could do it. I mean, there are now going to be 6 Canadian teams in the AHL. So almost at the number that is in the AHL, which is 7. So it's just 1 short from the AHL number. So we have most of them are in the same division anyway. You've got Bellevue, Laval, and Toronto in the North Division. You've got Manitoba in the Central Division, and then you got Abbotsford, who joined us this season, and now you've got Calgary, who'll be joining us in the upcoming season. So that's 6. You could easily put them all in one division and have them play. Obviously, you would then have to rejiggle the North and Central, because it but it would be doable. 6 teams, it's easily doable. Obviously, you would have to decide on how many playoff spots you'd want to give to that Canadian division. But it could have been doable. It could have been, but it's not ideal. And with the alignment on my screen, I just look and think, oh my god. But like I say, if you're new to the AHL, particularly if you're going to be a Firebird or Wrangler, if you're new to the AHL is more about, when it comes to scheduling games, they're more about geography than rivalries. They're more focused about making sure that teams don't have to do so much excess travel than they need to, which is actually really helpful. Because you have to do less travelling, it will really help. It will get you improve your game performance a lot, and will help you when you get into the Carl Cup. You start thinking, right, can we make a deal or not? speaking of the Calder Cup, well, the good news is this season's format will return for next season. So this season, obviously the Calder Cup returned back bigger and better than ever before. We had 23 teams qualified for the postseason, so for the first time ever we had like a preliminary, a first round, which was a best of 3, to basically decide who would complete the final 16 lineup, because some teams did get byes. It was a bit different for each division. Basically, all the division champions got through, and then for the Atlantic, and then a couple of us. So I'll read through the byes again. So the Atlantic division got oh, this is gonna be. I can't remember now who got the byes. Oh dear. Oh god. I need to look at who got the bar. Right, give me a second. In fact, we can bring up the qualification rules up, because they're basically going to be the same from last year. Let's do that instead. Right. So the Atlantic, these were the byes. So the Atlantic, the top 2 teams got byes to the division semi-finals. In the North and Central, 3 teams got byes to the division semi-finals, and the Pacific, only the division champion received a bye to the division semi-finals. That will be the exact same process for this upcoming season, the 2023 season. It's exactly what it was this year. So we'll have a first round to decide who's going to complete the final 16, and then from there on out, it'll be straightforward. Division semis, division finals, conference finals, Calder Cup final, and I have no doubt it will be as thrilling as it was this year. Over these last few years, the AHL has been a lot more exciting to watch than the AHL is. It really is, particularly in the Calder Cup. Last year was absolutely free, because there were a lot of series that I did not expect to have gone down the way they were. It was just such thrilling to watch, compared to the Stanley Cup, which was just the snooze fest. It really was. No offense, Avalanche, Tampa Lightning fans, but it was a bit of a snooze fest, because we knew it was probably going to be U2 anyway. We couldn't predict how the Calder Cup was going to go down. Blimey. Wow. Yeah. So, let me bring you through some of the other major league changes. The big main change, apart from the fact we're now up to 32 teams, is that for the first time, probably since the formation of the Pacific Division in the 15-16 season, all 32 teams will play the exact same number of games. And this is a massive sigh of relief, because it's been a headache the last couple of years. And due to obviously the odd number of divisions, some divisions rather would play 68 games, others rather have 72, some ways 74. It was a nightmare. So standings for the last few years have been decided by point percentage only, which is not really easy to work out at times, but when you want to check in records for the season. Yeah, and also the league trophy will be awarded on point percentage as well. That's going next season. From next season, we're all playing. Doesn't matter which division you're in, Atlantic, North, Central, Pacific. Doesn't matter which division you're in, who you are, where you come from, all that. We're all playing the exact same number of games. That is going to be 72 games. It's going to be a 72 game season, just 10 less than the NHL, but hey, I think we'd rather get to the Calder Cup a lot quicker than the Stanley Cup, because Calder Cup is exciting. It really is. Yeah, so that means that this year we're going to have points determine who goes through, not point percentage, which is going to be a lot easier to follow. Like, particularly if you are in those tight races for, like, say, the division title, or one of the last two spots. It's going to be easy to work out, right, how many points do I need to get me or my team over the line and into the Calder Cup playoffs. So it's going to be very, very. Yes, it's all. It feels all changed this season. It feels like a brand new era. Even though mostly things are the same, it just feels like we've got a brand new era coming to the American Hockey League. It's going to be really. It's going to be just really, really exciting. It's going to be so. I'm really looking forward to it. I really, really, really am. I'm so excited for this change. It's going to be absolutely excited to see unfold, and I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. Obviously, I'm not really too pleased on the whole alignment. I think you could have maybe just looked at for is a 10-team division really worth it? Is it really worth it or not? No, probably not worth. Probably not. No, probably not. But hey, we just gotta roll with it. Okay, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. Okay, we just gotta roll with it. Okay, and plus, they're all favourable teams. I mean, most of them are teams. Obviously, the only downside to the fact that Stockton got relocated to Calgary is that we are now the only North Californian team in the division. Yeah, because Bakersfield, Ontario, San Diego, they are they are all South Californian. Coachella is going to be South Californian as well, so that means so unfortunately for us, we kind of lose what was kind of our only main fierce rival in terms of Stockton, in terms of geography, but we're used to it. We used to be the lone North Cal team in Stars A hockey. We're used to it. We're the lone North Cal team in the AHL. Now we're the lone North Cal team in the AHL. It's fine. We're used to it. Yeah. Obviously, we know what it's like to play against Tucson, Colorado. They're all right. Obviously, we're not too sure what the rivalry is with the Horses. It's hard to make, isn't it? Given how we've only really had one full season with them, which of course was this year, because obviously the 2021 season was shortened. So I think we're still trying to find our feet with the Horses. Abbotsford was great having them aboard. I'm struggling to pronounce their name from time to time. But yeah. And we'll see. Obviously, I'm really, really looking forward to see the Firebirds match. I think Coachella has done everything right so far in terms of their marketing, promotion, their branding, jerseys. They've done everything right so far. I've not been able to find a thing wrong with Coachella just yet. Maybe we get when the season starts in October. Maybe that's when I'll find their faults. But I've not been able to do it so far just yet. Yeah, of course, obviously we got the Wranglers, but we'll see how that goes as a whole. So yeah. Yes, it's not ideal, but hey, at least it's not worse. It could have been a whole lot worse, but yeah. There we go. So there you go. So that's just a little short video, just to bring you that up to date, and some of my brief thoughts on the NL as a whole and everything. Yeah, it really is exciting times in the AHL. It's going to be such an exciting season. I mean, it's already exciting regardless if you are a Barracuda, because obviously we're about to head into a new era. We're about to move into Texas Arena, our own home, which of course is exciting as a whole. But at the same time, the AHL itself is going through a brand new era, and I think that is so exciting. It's just going to be obviously the American Hockey League is just such an exciting league to watch, and particularly the last few years, it has been a lot more exciting than the AHL. The AHL has got a bit too predictable. You kind of know which certain teams are maybe gonna do well or not. In the NHL, you don't really have that. Every single season, it's always so exciting. It's every single season, it's different. And that's brilliant. Hopefully, it's good people, and it's so exciting. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us today. If you've loved the show, do click the like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, come up and click the subscribe button. That way you know Mr. Steelmo when your content comes out, try including brand episodes of Teal Report Vids. Don't forget you can listen and subscribe to the Teal Report podcast wherever you get your podcast. If you don't know where to find us, then go to our public page on Anchor.fm to find out where we are distributed. The address is anchor.fm/Teal Report. That's anchor.fm/Teal Report. Don't forget you can also get in touch with the show by our official Gmail if you've got any thoughts on the season, got any questions, or if you've got any suggestions for future edition of Teal Report Vids, let us know. We might even consider doing it. You can get in touch with us via tealreportpodcast@gmail.com. That's tealreportpodcast@gmail.com. All that's left for me to say until the next time is, and so I'll leave you now.